up some barbecue for you. T-Roy's chilling in the backyard grilling, showing you that you can cook it too. Always with a beer or whiskey, but he cooks responsibly.
No. Come on, get in. Get in. Come here. Come on, get in. There you go. Good girl. Hey everybody, welcome to T-Roy Cooks. Welcome to another Tuesday chat with old T-Roy. Can't thank y'all enough for all the questions y'all are asking. Man, y'all keep feeding me those questions. If you got a question for me, ask it in the comments section down below. And when you ask a question, ask it on the most recent chat video that's been uploaded, all right? But thank you again for all the questions. I sure do appreciate it. I got a bunch of them today. I think I got 14 today. I found out that if I kind of keep these questions around the 10 to 15 question video, a chat episode, answer about 10 or 15 of them, that usually gets me around a 30 to 45 minute video. So that's my reasoning behind it. I know some of y'all like the shorter videos, some of you like the longer ones. In fact, a lot of y'all like the longer ones. So I'm trying to keep it both worlds happy. How about that? And I got a new shirt from Grunt Style. I'll check it out. This is one of their newest creations. I like space. In fact, my original channel name was Space Cowboy TX. So I do like space stuff, sci-fi and all that. But got a bunch of great questions. If it's your first time here, welcome aboard. I appreciate it. I'm getting a whole lot of new subs here coming lately. So thanks to all you guys out there and gals. But yeah, if you got a question, ask it in the comment section down below. If you're interested in any of the YouTube channels I may mention or products I may mention on these chats, just check out the description box. How do you get to the description box, you ask? Well, you got to minimize the video, all right? You can't have it full screen, but minimize it. And then right beneath the video, click the Show More button. That'll open the description box. You'll be able to see all kind of great stuff in there, man. I appreciate it. And again, I can't thank y'all enough for all the kudos to my grandmother, Mama Jean. Man, she is absolutely loving reading all those comments. So thank all of you very much. Y'all made her whole year. I appreciate it. All right, we got some questions going here. Let's see. Oh, I'm drinking my usual today. Cheers to y'all. Rusty KC. What's going on, brother Rusty? How you doing, man? Been around a long time. Let's see. He got a question. He says, hello, Troy, and cheers to you, brother. Cheers to you, Rusty. Appreciate your support, man. Rusty says, I'm saving up for a Lone Star pit, trying to decide to get the big 20 by 42 inch model, like John over Texas 2.5, or a smaller, the 20 by 36 like you have. Any advice on picking sizes? Have a blessed day, Troy. You have a blessed day as well. Appreciate that, Rusty. Man, it really depends on how much food you want to cook. I mean, if it's just like me and Karen, I didn't want to get the large 42 inch. I got the 36 inch. I think that's what it is. Anyway, I got the 20 by 36. The only reason I would need a larger pit, in fact, this one's almost too large for me. I maybe should have got the 20 by 30. But it's just me and Karen, so I'm not usually not cooking. The only time I really do is if I've got guests coming over. You know, we have a little swim party or whatever, pool party. So it kind of depends on how much you want to cook all at one time. And if you want to just go all, put the full menu on at once, you know, go ahead and get you the big 42 inch. But I don't know. I like the 36 inch myself. I'm having fun with it. Yeah, and y'all go check out Texas 2.5, man. John's got him a great channel over there. He's got the 20 by 42 Lone Star grills. Appreciate the question, Rusty. Hope that answered. It's personal preference, man, you know? But it really depends on how much you want to cook. Tess Cooks for You's got a question. Do y'all know Tess? Y'all go check out her channel, man. She's got over 100,000 subs. Congrats, Tess. Appreciate you joining in, man. Asking these questions for all of us. But yeah, her channel will be down below. Okay, so Texas 2.5 will be below too. Tess says, love your intro. Thanks. Appreciate that, Tess. Yeah, man. Me and Karen kind of wrote the lyrics for it, and hired a professional to do the voice and the instrumentation in it. So, yeah, man, it turned out great. We love it. We love it. Tess says, her question here, I guess, oh, you cut your beard. Yeah, I did. I cut my beard heck, I don't know, late spring, early summer. I may grow it back. I haven't trimmed it probably in a month or more. In fact, I trimmed it when I went to Sean's. That's last time I trimmed it for early October. Had to go to his wedding and to go see Mama Jean and Russ, Smoky Ribs. Yep. So that's the last time I trimmed it. All right, continuing on with Tess. She says, the holidays are coming up. Are you and Karen cooking anything special? Well, I'm going to have my mom, and Karen's got her mom coming over. So it's probably just be the four of us. Not cooking anything real special out of the ordinary. I may just do a turkey breast and maybe a ham. And then my mom and Karen's mom can make some pies and the cornbread dressing and all that stuff, man. All that stuff, all the side stuff. So I'll be busy cooking something. You know that. Anyway, thanks again for the question, Tess, and it's great to hear from you, girl. Appreciate it. Y'all gonna show her some love, man. Tess Cooks for you, and this is number 4. Link is below in the description box. Parker Rothman says, I'm counting down the days until my 500-gallon Shirley fabricating offset smoker arrives. Congratulations, Parker. I know you're going to love it, man. Old Tango Joe's got him a Shirley Fabrications pit, and he loves his, man. 500 gallon. That's a big one, boy. That's a big one. The shipper expects to, the shipper picks it up this Friday, and I should have it on Sunday. Sweet. So that means you've got it already. Cool. It says, sure is good to have you back doing videos, brother. Glad to be back. Glad to be back, man. Appreciate all y'all giving me the time to go off and gallivant around the country and see family and friends and other YouTubers. It's good times. Good times. Let's see. He says, I have a quick question about beef ribs. I normally do briskets, pork ribs, and pork butts. Any suggestions for doing beef ribs as far as technique or recipes? I'm anxious to give them a try. Cheers from San Diego. Parker, yeah, man. I love beef ribs. I especially like the short ribs, what they call flanking style ribs. Those are some good eating ribs, man. They got the bones all the way, not instead of one dinosaur long bone, they take the rack and cut across the bones. So when you're looking at the side of the rib, the meat, you've got all the bones down, like 4 or 5 bones down there, and then the meat going on top. That's my preference. Some people like those big dinosaur bones too. It's all up to you. Again, personal choice. As far as smoking them though, you can smoke them just like you would pork ribs. Okay, it's like St. Louis or baby backs. Do them the same way, man. Now the only difference that I've found is I don't like my beef ribs to be sweet. So I basically just do the same type of rub I would put on brisket. Salt and pepper, maybe a little cayenne, maybe a little garlic. Just keep it simple, man. On beef, simple is best, in my opinion. If you want to wrap, that's cool. They'll stay nice and juicy. So I'd wrap them probably when they reach internal temp about 150, 160. Wrap them up for the rest of the cook. And then if you want at the end, peel the foil back, let them crisp up on the bark a little bit. I do spritz. I usually spritz with like some beef broth, or I may choose something like a dark grape juice. Some dark, like maybe a I don't know if cherry juice would work. Pomegranate juice. It's darker in color. It'll help give you like a reddish color. So that's kind of cool sometimes. As far as smoking wood, just oak, hickory. Those are the main two. Maybe some pecan, or mix them. But nothing special to them, man. Just put them on there just like you do regular old pork ribs, man. Be some good eating. And enjoy that Shirley Fabricating pit you got there, man. I know it's going to be a hoot to cook on. Cheers to you, Parker. Next question is from James Mary. He says, hey, T-Roy, thanks for all you do, and cheers to you. Hey, appreciate that. Thanks, James. Cheers. James says, I was watching another barbecue channel, and they talked about boiling chicken wings for 7 minutes before putting them on an offset to smoke. The idea was to maintain moisture in the wings by boiling them first. What are your thoughts? To me, this isn't intuitive at all. I get the brining and how that will contribute to moisture, but boiling wings prior to smoking them, I don't get it. Man, I've never heard of that, James. Never heard of that technique, and I've never even thought to try it, because you're right, it doesn't sound like it'd be intuitive. It doesn't seem like it would work. I don't know that I'd try it. If any of you guys have tried it, please put your tips, tricks, or comments down below. Suggestions, whether to try it or not. If enough of y'all want me to try it, I'll try it. But it doesn't seem like that would be a good way to keep moisture in the chicken wings. Could be wrong. I've been wrong before, once or twice. Anyway, thanks, James. Cheers, bro. Next question is from Adam Montgomery. He says, do you know anything about or have any experience with laying smokers? No, I don't, Adam. The only thing I know is what I've read online. I know that they're reverse flow. Supposedly, they're very well built, like a tank, and they very fuel efficient. Look like a great smoker. When I originally got my Yoda Wichita, I actually looked at, online some laying smokers because I was trying to figure out what brand I wanted to go with. But man, the cost to ship it to me from, I think Georgia's where they're at, it was just prohibitive. I didn't want to spend that kind of money to ship to Texas. So, and plus it was going to be a long time to have it built. That's one thing a lot of you guys don't realize. If you order a well-made pit from Lang, Shirley Fabricating, any Gator Pits, Lone Star Grills, Yoder, in any of those, they make really good pits. They're handmade usually, all right, and they're going to take probably 2 or 3 months to build or longer. And not only, it depends on how many orders they have ahead of yours that you put in. So they might not be able to start your pit for 2 or 3 months, and then it'll take another month or two to build. So you gotta have some patience. But those of you that love barbecue and you've got your own little smoker already, y'all know it takes patience to cook barbecue, unless you want to do it hot and fast. I still love the low and slow. That's my favorite way of cooking. It gives me time to just chill out, listen to some tunes, hang out with my friends if they come over, and drink a few pops. So, cheers. Let's see. Stuart Harrod. Well, yeah, Stu. Cheers to you, bro. Great to hear from you, as always. How's old Rusty doing? Give Rusty a hug for me, man. That's his dog, in case y'all didn't know. Stu says, I've always enjoyed your chat videos, Troy. I appreciate that, Stu. Thank you very much, man. He says, I have a question for you. With the holiday season upon us, it's about that time to smoke some turkey breast. Yes, it is. It is. I'm looking forward to it. You know what, man? One of my favorite things to do with turkey leftovers is to make turkey gumbo. You do it the same way as you would make a chicken sausage gumbo, but put some turkey in it instead of chicken. Dude, you talk about so much better than chicken gumbo. I love me some turkey gumbo. Oh, that's some good stuff, man. Really, really good. If I hadn't done a video on that, I may. I can't remember if I've done a video on it or not. Heck, I may do a new one. If I've got one up there already, I may go ahead and do another one. It's that good. Good stuff, folks. Good stuff. All right, Stu, let's pick back up what you got. He says, typically I do a few using Heaven Made Products Amazing Cajun Injection Rub and some traditional ones with the Cajun injections. I always brine them overnight, and the Cajun injected breasts always turn out incredibly moist, juicy, and flavorful. They're just wonderful. The regular smoked turkey breasts, however, are never as moist and juicy. Do you have any favorite non-Cajun injections that you like to use for more traditional smoked turkeys, or any tips to keep them super moist and juicy? There's nothing worse than a dried out bird. Cheers, brother. I hope you, Karen, and the new addition to the family have a warm and wonderful holiday season. Yeah, cheers to you, Stu. Appreciate that very much, man. God bless you. Hope you and Rusty have a wonderful holiday season as well as the rest of you. Hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday season. I'm with you on the brining. Brining definitely works to keep the bird juicy and moist, all right? Injections do matter. I like to inject sometimes with butter and maybe mix a little Cajun injection, Cajun rub with the butter. But you got to have a needle that's got a large enough hole in it so that it'll be able to handle the rub, okay? You're right about Heaven Made Products, dude. I pulled this out of my pantry a If y'all not familiar with this, Heaven Made Products is online. I'll put a link to their website down below. They make all kind of amazing rubs, folks. And they make these marinades, these little packets of marinade here. This is actually this is their amazing Cajun marinade. They've got other flavors like the It's Incredible. It's also very, very good. But what you do, you take this rub and mix it with a stick of butter, and you can inject your bird with that. By far, that has been my absolute favorite out of everything I've tried. And if you don't want to do an injection, brining by itself would work. Just keep the brine simple, just some salt and water. That will work, you know. But if you want to, you can also throw some fresh herbs in with the brine, or put some fresh herbs under the skin of the bird. But I found that injecting with butter alone really, really helps keep that bird juicy, okay? Whether you brine it or not. So if you don't have the time to brine, make sure you inject it with some butter, and maybe put some other seasonings in there as well. The birds like the poultry likes some herbal flavor too. So don't put too much fresh herbs if you use them. But it will make your bird taste really good if you don't want to go with the Cajun stuff, you know. Heck, you can also inject like some orange juice or something like that into the bird. You know, give it a little different flavor. You know, sky's the limit. You know, you would use what you have in the house. You know, that'd be what I would do usually. Like I said, I got these. All I need is some butter to mix with that, and I'm good to go. And I don't even brine them when I use this Heaven Made Products stuff. I don't even brine the bird. I'll just inject it, maybe stick it in the fridge for 6 hours, you know, so it's not really an overnight brine if I do it at all. A lot of times I just inject it and bring it out to the pit. And it works fine, folks. It really does. But I appreciate the question, Stu. Hope I answered you, you know, satisfactorily. Let's see. We got another question here. It is from, dang it. Come on now. Come on. Where was I? I jumped off the page. Louis Kolomatis. How you doing, Louis? Great to hear from you, brother. You've been around a long time as well. Cheers. Louis says, hey, Troy, it's good to see Mama Jean cooking up some awesome tomato gravy. Yeah, appreciate y'all watching, man. Like I said, all of y'all left some very, very kind comments, man. And Mama Jean is just giddy. She is just living large right now, man. So thank all of you. Glad you enjoyed it, Louis. I sure have a lot of fun every time I go visit Mama Jean, man. She's a hoot and a holler and tells it like it is sometimes, but she's fun, man. She got a lot of stories. Louis says, man, I'll tell you she is probably the healthiest 93-year-old person I've ever seen. She looks really good. God bless. Yeah, God bless Mama Jean. Appreciate that, Louis. And she is in good shape for 93, I'm telling you, man. I don't think she drives anymore. If she does, she may just drive up to the local drugstore or post office, stuff like that. But she doesn't do much driving anymore. All right, Lewis says, I was wondering if you could, on video, do her baked bean recipe you always talk about. I know you've done a baked bean video before, but wasn't sure if it was Mama Jean's. Anyways, God bless Troy, and congratulations on being a grandpa. Cheers. I appreciate that, Lewis. God bless you too, brother. Cheers. That baked bean recipe was Mama Jean's that I've done. And if you're not familiar with it, I'll put a link for it up here in the corner. And I'll put a link to it below in the description in case you just want to get to it that way as well. But yeah, that was Mama Jean's recipe. My mom started making it when I was young, and it's just been carried on through the family. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Just between me and you, sometimes I put a little whiskey in there too. It's good. It's good. Anyway, thanks, Lewis. Appreciate you, bro. G. Souza, he says, hey there, T-Roy. Cheers from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. All the way from Canada. Cool, man. I got a lot of fans in Canada. Love all you guys up there. He says, I got a quick question for you. I've been looking into the Big Green Egg and Kamado Joe, wondering what your views are on this type of grill or smoker. They are very fuel efficient, man, and set it and forget it. Once you have those vents set, that baby will sit there all day until it starts running out of fuel. So I do like that aspect of them. And I will say I had the older Kamado Joe with the older hinge lid hinge thing, mechanism. Mine didn't have the lock on it, so I just got frustrated trying to film and cook on it at the same time, because I would have to almost, once it heated up, I'd have to hold the lid up with one hand and try to do the food with the other, and then I've got my camera to worry about filming stuff. So the newer models I hear, they fix that. Okay, they've got a different hinge system, and they've got a lock on the thing, and they've also got a different vent on the top on the Kamado Joes. Big green eggs, in my opinion, they're not keeping up with all the accessories that you can have, like the Kamado Joe folks have. So if you're into having a bunch of different types of cooks on the Kamado Joe or your big green egg, I go with Kamado Joe, simply because you've got a lot more accessories to play with. Okay, and also on the Kamado Joe, you can easily clean out the ash. It's actually got a little basket in the bottom. You pull it out of the front, and that's where the vent for the cooking chamber is, down in the bottom. Open that thing all the way and pull out the ashtray. Quickly empty it and put it back in and set your vent and start cooking. On the big green egg, you almost have to have a vacuum to vacuum the ashes out from the top. There's no way to get the ashes out unless you like flip the thing over, you know, or use a vacuum. So, and my 2 cents. How about that, man? Great cookers, though. They are great cookers, you know. Talk about sear a nice steak and cook a mean pizza. Whoop! Boy, that thing, cook some pizzas. Them steaks, get them temps cranked up to, 800 or 1,000 degrees. Makes a wonderful, wonderful seared steak, man. Anyway, I appreciate the question, Souza. Thank you, bro. Heather Baker says, what's your favorite citrus or fruit to make brine with? I usually use like some orange, but a lot of times I use like, they call them tangelos. It's like a tangerine. I'm not sure if they're available around, outside of Texas, but like a tangerine type orange flavor, that's what I prefer. Or even mandarin. Mandarin's really good. Otherwise, just regular orange. That's usually what I use. Yeah. Keep it simple. I don't do a whole lot of brining, but when I do it responsibly. Thanks for the question, Heather. Cheers to you, girl. All right, Dave's Ohio Barbecue, another YouTuber out there. How you doing, Dave? Dave says, Troy, cheers. Congrats on being a grandpa. I appreciate that, Dave. Cheers to you, bro. Dave says, how many times do you usually try out a recipe before you make a video about it? Thanks, Dave. That's a great question, Dave. I usually don't. What y'all see me doing on video is usually the first try at making a recipe, if it's a new one. I did recently make some jerky, and I've been playing around with different recipes and trying to create my own, which I finally did. So that took a little time to create that recipe, and then first time trying it out was with all you guys. That video will be coming up this week later on, I think, Thursday. Depends on, I know Thanksgiving's getting pretty close, man. I may have to do something with Thanksgiving. Anyway, I got a jerky video coming up. You guys are going to love it, okay? It'll be up soon. There you go. But yeah, I usually don't practice, very rarely. If I can only think of like maybe a handful that I've practiced on. And sometimes it's with like some meat from Lobel's. I don't want to mess the meat up from Lobel's because it's quite pricey. So I may do a practice run on a cheaper cut that I can get locally at my own store. And then figure out the best way to do it, best way to shoot it. And then I'll go ahead and shoot the video for Lobel's. So I have done that, but rare. Very, very rare do I do that. I usually just wing it, man. Kind of keeps it interesting, keeps it fun. Keeps it exciting. Moose Down Under, he says, nice catch up and chat, bro. I appreciate that, Moose. Y'all go check out Moose. He's got a YouTube channel as well, man. If you're into the outdoors and stuff, go check out Moose Down Under. Link is down below. All right, Moose says, I got a question for you. Okay, he says, have you ever used painted on smoke? Never heard of that, man. He says, I had a steak in Pretoria, South Africa a few weeks back, and it was horrid. When I asked When I asked, they told me it was smoke in a bottle. Any advice? Cheers, Moose. Cheers to you, Moose. Appreciate you, bro. We do have smoke in a bottle. It's concentrated smoke. I don't use it a whole lot. I don't use it very often at all. The only time I really use it is if I'm doing something and I want some smoke flavor, but I'm like cooking it in the oven or cooking it on the stove. Then I may add not even a capful of that liquid smoke to the sauce, the marinade, whatever I'm using, the injection, if sometimes I do that. I'll add maybe not even a capful, just to give it a hint of smoke flavor, like as if it had been cooked on a pit, on a smoker. So, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't use it on steak or anything like that. Maybe they put too much on it, made the steak taste kind of bitter, because it's concentrated liquid smoke is what it is. It's made from real smoke wood most of the time. So, anywho, I rarely use it. I have heard of the smoke in the bottle. Appreciate the question, Moose. Y'all go check him out, man. Great channel. Jason Oman says, hey, Troy, thanks for all the informative videos. You're quite welcome. I appreciate all the support. Appreciate that, Jason. He says, when you wrap, do you prefer butcher paper or foil, and why? Thanks. Oh, that's a good question. Me and James and Brother Justin's done tests on all three, naked, wrapped in foil, wrapped in paper. From what I remember, both times we tried wrapping in paper, it didn't taste as good as the naked or the foil wrapped. I'm thinking maybe that's because with foil wrap, that retains all of the juices from the meat. So the meat's cooking in its own, basting in its own juices, basically. You don't get as good of a smoke bark on that, though, when you wrap it. Now, if you paper wrap, you will get some smoke flavor still getting through the paper, as long as you don't wrap too much paper around with the meat. Like when I did that brisket test on my channel, I wrapped the brisket a couple, 2 or 3 times with paper. You don't need to do that. It just needs one layer. All right, and that way the paper will get greasy. It'll absorb some of that smoke that's in the cooking chamber of your smoker, and it also will let some of the grease out. So it's kind of the best of both worlds between foil and naked. My preference is naked, though. I love the bark when I just keep the meat naked and just let it cook in the smoker without being wrapped at all. But if I had to choose between the foil and the paper, I'd probably go with paper, because you still get the bark, you still get some smoke flavor even after wrapping it. I'd go with paper. Foil's great, though. Most people do use foil for wrap. Appreciate the question, Jason. Thanks, man. Cheers to you, bro. Next question is from Robert D9461. He says, hello there, Grandpa. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate it, Robert. Can you talk about smoking a turkey since Thanksgiving is coming up? Thanks, T-Roy. Keep up the great chats. Robert in Oklahoma City. Appreciate the question there, Robert. Talk about turkey. Y'all want to talk turkey, huh? Well, we've been talking turkey a little bit earlier in this chat. Man, turkey's really, really easy to cook. It's like cooking a whole chicken. Doesn't take very long to cook, usually. My favorite way to do it is fried. I love fried turkey, man. Love fried turkey. You inject that turkey with some of this amazing Cajun from Heaven Made Products. Put that baby in some hot oil and let it fry up. Yum. Talk about good. Next best way I'd like to do it is on my Weber Smoky Mountain or in my offset. I want to say turkey's probably too big to do in your regular Weber kettle. But I guess it's doable if you get a small enough bird. I would try to stay in the like 8 to 12 pound range. I wouldn't want to get a big tom bird, 16 plus pound bird. That'd be too big, man. That'll take a while to cook. I'd rather get 2 smaller birds than 1 huge bird. That's what I would do. Plus, sometimes those bigger birds, sometimes they're pretty tough, Smaller birds are younger birds. They're going to be a little more tender and juicy, in my opinion. Brining, If you want a juicy, brine. If you just want some smoke flavor on there, you don't really have to brine, but the brining will keep it moist. And if you don't want to brine, use some injection, some kind of marinade injection, man. It works wonders, really does. And I always put butter in my injection, no matter what I'm injecting. I always put butter in my injection. Now, do I? No, I don't do it when I do brisket or beef. I don't use butter usually. Have to try that. I don't know that I've tried that. But yeah, your pork, poultry, stuff like that, I'd inject butter along with some kind of, whatever your favorite rub is. Heaven Made Products is the way to go, in my opinion. Good stuff, good stuff. And it's not over salty. That's what I love about Heaven Made Products too, man. It's not over salty like a lot of the rubs and Cajun spices and stuff you get. And not all his stuff is Cajun either. I mean, it's incredible. I hate to say this, but it kind of reminds me of Lawry's garlic salt. If you've ever had that, It's Incredible is like that, but better. Okay? But I think it has less sodium in it, in the mixture, than the Lawry's. Man, that's good stuff. One thing that I've done that I really like doing when I'm smoking a turkey, and I've got a video on it, I'll put it up here for you. No, in fact, I included it last week, I believe, so I'm not going to do it this week. But I take some, after I inject the bird and prep it and everything, I get some cheesecloth, and I soak the cheesecloth in some olive oil or vegetable oil, whatever you have on hand, and then put that over the skin of the bird. All right? Put the bird on the smoker, and then cover it with that oiled down cheesecloth. And then that'll give you a beautiful skin. It'll help crisp the skin up. It'll help retain moisture in the bird, okay? That's the best way to actually smoke a turkey or chicken, in my opinion. Comes out beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous bird, man. And right at the very end, you peel that cheesecloth back, take it off the bird like the last 30 minutes of the cook or so, last 30, 45 minutes, and let it finish coloring up. And man, you're talking about some good tasting bird. Juicy as all get out. Flavors there. Oh man, that's good stuff. Really good stuff. Anyway, if you got some more specific questions about turkey, go ahead and ask them in the comments section down below. Hope that helped a little bit for you there, Robert. All right, next question we have is from Keith Wilmoth. He says, "Hey Troy, with Thanksgiving coming up, I wanted to know what are some of your good brines for turkeys, and even some injections. Please let me know what you think. Cheers." Hey, cheers to you, Keith. Appreciate that, man. Yeah. I just mentioned it. Just plain salt and water will work fine, okay? Me personally, Heaven Made Products, babe. That's the way to go. You get you this marinade right here, inject this into your bird with some butter. You won't believe how good a flavor it has. And like I said, I know he's got different rubs, different seasoning blends. This one is the Amazing Cajun, but It's Incredible marinade is primo as well. Okay. I know they've got some other ones out there. I think Cosmos Q has some good ones. I want to say Oak Ridge Barbecue's got some good stuff for marinades and rubs. Who else? Some of the other ones. I think there's one called Butcher Barbecue or something like that James uses, Brother James. Anyway, there's a bunch of good ones out there, man. But me personally, I like Heaven Made Products. I'm not just saying that because I know the owner. I'm saying it because it's really, really good stuff. Heaven Made Products, folks. Y'all go check them out. Link is below in the description box. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all, folks. Appreciate all the questions. Hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm sure I'll see y'all before then, but just wanted to put that wish out there for all y'all. Be safe. Happy Thanksgiving. And cheers to you. Oh, go check out North Texas Barbecue Addicts. Oh, Kenneth. He's got a YouTube channel as well. I always forget the name of your channel, Kenneth. Anyway, North Texas Barbecue Addicts. What's up here? They're the Facebook page, okay? Kenneth's a great guy, good friend. Hung out with him a few times up at Justin's. Man, I sure wish I could remember the name of your channel, though. I'll put it in the comment section, the description down below, folks, okay? In fact, since I can't remember it, I'll put his link up here, okay? Y'all go check out Kenneth's YouTube channel. Great guy, great channel, cooks up some great stuff. He's got a pellet smoker, folks, so if you're into pellet cooking, go check him out. But yeah, man, and show him some love on Facebook if you're on Facebook. North Texas Barbecue Addicts. I'll put his link down in the description box for his Facebook page as well. Thanks again for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this. If y'all did, give me some thumbs up. Hope you share the video. And when you do, please tell all your friends that T-Roy cooks and chats responsibly. Cheers, everybody.